Hello, I'm going to explain how to use the international flight system and also go over what we have created with the VT flight system. Let's begin by creating a custom booking. To do that, we go to Bookings, Create a Custom Booking. Once we're on this screen, we can choose a TO. I'm logged in as a European agent, so I have the European TOs, so I will choose Australago. Once I've filled this out, quickly, we get the same screen as before where we add the packs. So I'll add myself. And this unlocks the international flight window. This flight window has changed, so it's still very easy to use. It now has a link to a database full of flights, international flights. Now the thing about it is we're going to populate them as we go. Because we don't have access to a database full of international flights, we will just do them on a per booking basis or per need basis. So if we choose an arrival date, so let's say the guests arrive tomorrow, this system looks up in the database what flights are arriving tomorrow. We can see there's 2 in here already. This does not mean that this list is exhaustive. It's possible, and especially at the start, we will not have all the flights in there, so a lot of the time you need to add a flight. So it's very simple. If this is the flight that they're arriving on, TN05, I'll click on that and it will add it to this booking. If I need to add one that isn't there, I can then come up here, add the code, whatever the flight time that it arrives, maybe midnight, and then add it to the database. Once that's added to the database, this will be available for other agents. So it means we're not doubling the work. We do one ad. If we need to add it, it's not there, then any of the other agents making bookings for this date will see that arrival flight appear in their drop down before they have to create one. Departure is the same. Let's say they're going back on the Sunday. We can see that there's a TN01, and we just add that to the booking. Now, if the flights, again, the departure flight is not in there, all we have to do is click on the plus, add the flight to the database, and that will become available for all the other agents. So let's move on. I'm going to quickly add a hotel to this booking so that I can show you how the international flights being modified by the administrator updates the transfers and the hotel information. So I'll just quickly add a very basic booking, let's say from 28th to 3rd, and we'll just check sort fees. So once this is added, this hotel, I can obviously do all the confirming and For now, I just want to add a transfer. We'll get to VT a little bit after this. I just want to add a transfer. So we can say flower lay, something very simple like VIP lay or something. It doesn't matter. We just need to choose a transfer. Then myself, we choose the date, and of course we choose pick up at the international arrival and drop off at the hotel. So once that's added, this will allow us now to be able to modify this transfer via the actual flight. So let's say that this international arrival flight is changed. So that would mean that somebody in the administration would update the flight information so we can see international arrival flights. So they would look up that flight. So I think let's just check which one it was. I think it was TN05. Let me just check. So this is TN067. So TN067, it says it's arriving at midnight, but let's say it changes to 11 o'clock. So this gets changed, and what happens now is it's gone in and updated the transfer times for this arrival. So you can see that the pickup time is now matching the new hour added to this international arrival, and that will be for all bookings. So we no longer have to individually update each booking when there's a change in the flight schedule. This means it's much easier for transfers and stuff to be managed and controlled. So let's quickly move on to VT. VT has changed a lot. Again, it's very easy to use. So we choose a provider, which for now will only be Air Tahiti, because we're going to leave this box just for Air Tahiti. There will be no Tahiti helicopters or anything in here. It's just going to be for VT. So we choose a departure date. So let's say they go to Bora Bora on Friday. So from Tahiti, so we choose a departure island. Then we choose an arrival island, which will be Bora Bora in this case. It will look up in the database which flights are available from between those islands. So right now there's only one, obviously, Papiti to Bora Bora. Choose the pack, so 1 pax per ticket, because we're going to do each per ticket so that we'll be able to add passes to these. And then we choose the pax type. So very simply, I'll just quickly add this. This now adds what we call unconfirmed flights. So what does unconfirmed mean? Unconfirmed means we haven't used Gabrielle in order to book the tickets or pre-book anything. This is just in order to be able to give a quotation to the TO or to give a price, a quick price. So if we want to add a pass to this, you can see the tariff is 0 because I didn't find a rate, but we haven't added the rates yet. But if we wanted to add a pass, so we would choose all the flights for Daniel Reedy that we want to add to a pass. You can click them. If there's multiple, you just choose all the different boxes, and then you choose a pass, let's say Discovery Pass, and then once I click add, it will update all of those flights with the correct tariff for the pass. So now we can see that this can be sent to the TO, so we have an idea of what they want. They can see the pass that's being used, they can see the flights, so it's ready to go. But this does not handle booking. So in order to book, we need to actually choose a real flight. So we've chosen the 12th to be the flight date. So if we click book, what's happened now is it's looked up in our database what flights are available on that day, what actual flights. Now this says Papiti Bob, it will actually say VT 404 or wherever it is. That's just a little error for today, that will be fixed by tomorrow, but it will say VT 101, VT 454, whatever it is, and then they just literally have to choose the time of the flight they want, so maybe 10 a.m. and then they hit book now. What this does is it then takes that flight out of unconfirmed flights and puts it into a place called booked flights. So this means that we are now using VT system of Gabrielle in order to book these flights. So we need to then add a ticket or a BSP, or both. Actually, we need to add both. So this allows them to manage the flights in 2 ways. So we can manage unconfirmed flights, and then confirmed flights are the ones that we were going to enter into Gabrielle, get the ticket numbers and get the PNR. So that's how VT works for the moment. This now allows us, again, like I said, with the transfers, and like I said with all the other database items, if we modify something, like if the administrator changes that arrival time for this this flight at 10 a.m., that will update all of the bookings and it will update all of the transfers so that we know what's happening and everybody has the same data in real time. So we only have to change one in the database and it will change all of the bookings that are attached to that. So that then allows us to make the quotations and not the quotations for Japan, but the quotations for Europe and the estimates for the TOs. And this obviously is then linked to the transfer system as well. So we can see here, if we choose a transfer, any old doesn't matter. We'll choose it for maybe on the way back, and we can pick up from pick up from the flight and then drop it off to a hotel or drop it off to an international departure. So that's how that works for right now. There is some small bugs that needs fixing tomorrow, which will just be the flight appearing as a VT and not Papiti Bob, but that's just cosmetics. So please take some time to create a few bookings, make sure to add some hotels, add some flights, add some transfers, and then manage them from the back end. So if you need to change a VT flight, you can just go to VT daily flights, and then you can search for the one you want in here via departure date or whatever it is, and you'll be able to find that flight. And then if you modify it, you'll see that it modifies them in the bookings. Okay, thanks.